Boston Celtics, in terms of priority, I would say them, because yes, the Chicago Bulls demolished them. It is what we do at this point in time.
Oh my God, it's been 7 games.
This is what we do. But the Boston Celtics were up by 19 at one point, and then everything went to shit. And it really was an example, I would say, of just a lot of hustle plays and a lot of effort. We had a lot of steals on one end, too much hero ball going on, too much Jason Tatum, ISOing, shooting bad shots, not working out. DeMar kept getting to his spot, knocking down shots. All was great. I will say 2 things about Boston. 1, Marcus Smart publicly called out the entire team, which is huge news. And honestly, I want to pull up the entire quote. It was on NBA Reddit.
Marcus Smart said, "I would just like to play basketball. Every team knows we're trying to go to Jason and Jalen. Every team is programmed and studied to stop Jason and Jalen. I think everybody's scouting report is to make those guys pass the ball. They don't want to pass the ball. That's something that they're going to learn. They're still learning. We're proud of the progress they're making, but they're going to have to make another step and find ways to not only create for themselves, but create for others on this team to open up the court for them later down in the game, where they're always going to have to take those tough shots or take tough matchups when they do get the one-on-one or they bring the trap. It's something we've been asking them to do, and they're learning. We just got to continue to help those guys do that to help our team."
So the condescending part that other people have taken of this, and I feel like I would take this if I was Jason Tatum, is the whole oh, they're learning, they're doing this, they're doing this. It's like, Marcus Smart, you're not a coach, 1, and they're not rookies. They're literally higher quality basketball players than you. So it's kind of weird. I understand he's their locker room leader, but it's kind of weird to be they're learning, we're getting better. If it's their coach, that is a coach thing to say. Sure. Marcus Smart goes, yeah, they have to move the ball around a little bit more. Marcus Smart, you are literally shooting under 30% from the field this season. Okay? 30% from the field. So maybe they have a little bit of pause. No offense, Marcus Smart, to swing you the ball in the corner and watch another brick go up. I don't know. I mean, I will also say I watch the Celtics, and I think that they are one of the most robotic and un-team oriented, the lack of heart for the Celtics, I will say, is at an all-time high. I believe that last year I thought that they are a professional team in that sense, where it's okay, these are this is our job as basketball, and then you go home. Maybe I'm not a Celtics fan fully, but it does seem like there are chemistry issues popping up. We saw the Marcus Smart thing. I've gone on the Celtics subreddit as much as possible, right after, because I wanted to see what they said, what they thought. I think that could, really give you an insight on fans, on fan bases when a loss like that happens, because you really get to see who are the guys that they want to blame this on. And there was a mixture. Some people were calling Jason Tatum Antoine Walker to Jaylen Brown's Paul Pierce. Also, guys, while you're here, this podcast, Laced Up, is also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. It would be awesome if you could go check us out there, follow us there, and leave us a review.
Yeah, so guys, we are capping off the giveaway to the first 40,000 subscribers that turn on our notifications for the Laced Up podcast. All you have to do to enter for a chance to win a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X is subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you want to do us a favor, leave a like on the pod and let me know in the comment section down below when it's done. You'll enter for a chance to win a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. That's something that I've definitely noticed. Those two don't coexist well. As a matter of fact, I think Jaylen Brown has poor to very bad body language sometimes when Jason Tatum gets the ball. It's like he knows that Tatum is going to shoot. And sometimes when Brown gets the ball, you can tell he just wants to get a shot up. It's like he's got this mindset that I don't know when I'm going to touch this again. So I'm going to try to do my thing and get a shot. It's not a great environment.
7 games in, is it really the time to publicly say things? I mean, that's kind of a thing where I think maybe things are even worse than we think, because if Marcus Smart, again, he's knowledgeable, he knows, he's 27, he's been in the NBA for ever at this point, it seems like. Marcus Smart, what, like 7-8 year veteran. He knows that 7 games into the season isn't the best time to say something unless maybe it's that important. And Jason Tatum currently is shooting about 25 shots a game and making under 40% of them. He's shooting 25 shots a game, scoring less than Jaylen Brown. So, and yeah, I mean, I watched his body language. All it takes is watch one Celtics game, and when things go wrong, you could just see like what happens on all the players' faces. Tatum, I mean, I don't love to say this, but I do call into question his will to win. I feel like at times, he is the guy. Jason Tatum is supposed to be their guy anyway. He's taking 25 shots a game, and at the end of games, I watched the Bulls game. I've watched a few Celtics games this year. At the end of some of these games, it just doesn't seem like he gets angry enough, invested enough, mad enough, happy enough when they succeed. It just, the whole Kawhi stone-faced approach can work, but I feel like out of Jason Tatum, they need more, and it's just not happening. And Marcus Smart, you probably do have to listen to him if you're shooting under 40% yourself and taking 25 shots a game. I don't know how that's possibly sustainable for a team. He's taking 25 and Jaylen Brown's taking 20. So combined, the two players are taking 45 shots a game. Insane.
I also think this is a way for Marcus Smart to not really get the blame, but put himself at the forefront of everything, because he knows that Jaylen and Tatum have to pass the ball, but they're not going to tell each other yo, you got to get me to rock more, or maybe they're not in a position where they feel comfortable communicating that, or saying that to the public, which I still don't think you have to do. And it is what it is. It's actually kind of funny that the Celtics, this is not the first time that something like this has happened for the Celtics. You remember Terry Rozier was on ESPN complaining about his role.
If you remember, there was also that fight that happened during the pandemic playoffs in the bubble, where after the Boston Celtics lost, apparently Marcus Smart got into a fight with, I don't remember who, but there was a locker room scuffle that went down.
This situation is way messier than a lot of people are alluding. Maybe he's in that situation where he also feels like when he touches the ball, a shot has to go up, or maybe he's getting a lot of late shot clock shots. As a guy that's played basketball at a respectable level, I know it can be hard to get into the flow of games when you simply know your teammate is not going to hit you, or they're not going to pass you the ball when you're open. Not everybody is built to necessarily be a catch and shoot type of guy. Some guys need touches to get into the flow of the offense. I'm not saying Smart's that type of guy. I'm just saying that I understand where he's coming from.
There were several times where if I played with a guy that was a ball hog, playing, in the park or playing at the YMCA or whatever, I would just walk off or not after the game.
Me too. Yeah.
But I'm just sorry, I'm done. I'm going to just play the next game. I do think he just takes way too many ill-advised threes. Even looking at last season, he shot pretty well from almost everywhere. Shot 53% at the rim, which isn't that good, but it's okay. 53% of the rim, 49% from 3 to 10, 45% from 10 to 16 feet, 48% from 16 feet to the 3-point line, then only 33% at the free throw line, which at the 3-point line, which is a 50% field goal, I guess, if you adjust. But my point is, I feel like Marcus Smart, I took a long time to get to this point, but I think Marcus Smart is a better playmaker than he gets credit for, and I think he's a better playmaker than himself gives himself credit for.
Yeah, and to add on to what you said, I'm not sure Marcus Smart said what he said for himself. At the end of the day, he's right. Tatum, Brown, they need to take that next step. They need to take that next step in their game and, look to play make a little more. If you look at a lot of the best players in the league, not only can they score the ball at a high clip, but they can also facilitate.
The one thing that I did expect was at least for them to be a cohesive unit that had tight team chemistry, because they went out and they traded for Al Horford. So the nucleus that was there during their successful runs is still there, minus Isaiah Thomas.
This is something that you see after, we start off, 8 and 16 or something, and you're underwhelming, Like, this was something that this must have been something that has been bubbling under the surface more and more and more. And as soon as, like, literally they collapsed, as soon as the collapse happened in the Bulls, boom, immediately said.
If you're still here while the music is cued, here are 2 videos I think you are definitely going to enjoy. Make sure to click on one of them. Again, I know you're gonna love it. And other than that, have a great day and peace.